Hello again, Wholeness. I'm still waiting on my clothes. Oh, wow. Okay, I just snorted. That's okay. Judge me, I don't care. Wholeness, welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida Silvertree, and today's topic is going to be cycles and seasons. So, why are we so obsessed? Okay, and cycles and well, before I get into it, cycles and seasons is basically just the study of time, study of patterns, studies of the cyclical energy that we call life. Okay, moments, seconds, hours, days, weeks, months, years, centuries, millennia, on and on and on. So, okay, this is my question to the spiritual conscious community. Okay, why are we so obsessed with past lives? I'm just curious. Like, I remember early in my journey, or awakening to the fact that I was even on one, or if we're even on a journey, but that's another topic. But why are we so obsessed with past lives? I remember the spiritual people I bump into in my life. Oh, I was Cleopatra in my other life. Oh, I was a healer in my other life. I was a doctor in my other life. I was an artist in my other life. I was a farmer in my other life. Or I was a warrior in my other life. Like, and it's always just very like really good, like heroic things, you know what I'm saying? Like good things, benevolent things. And my question to people that are very obsessed with past lives, okay, lives that have been lived already, but then we manifest into this world yet again with some similar, I don't know, assets or character attributes maybe that are in alignment of these things, I guess, and we're attracted to certain things for specific reasons. There's truth in it. But when it gets to the point where it's like it gives you an ego boost, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to time, when it comes to past lives, there's also future lives. Uh-oh. You weren't expecting that, right? There are also future lives. Oh, hold on a minute. And there's also present lives. Past, present, and future all simultaneously exist at the same exact time. You might ask me, well, Rashida, do you have any evidence of this? No, I'm not some kind of astrophysicist or some kind of mastermind mathematician, okay? I haven't written a whole book on scientific theories of time. I'm just sharing my intuition. I'm sharing my own, let's say, interpretation of my perspective of what I think and time is, okay? Due to my own personal experiences that I've had in my life. So that's where I'm speaking from, all right? So don't come for me. But I believe that time is cyclical and not linear. There is no beginning, middle, or end. It just is. A lot of the time we're reliving moments over and over and over again through different lives. And what if that's the case? What if we're constantly living the same life through different bodies? Because we're all connected, are we not? So back on the thing with past lives, future lives, and present lives. How can they all exist simultaneously? Well, I mean, you can tell, I think and we're all interdimensional beings, and we interdimensionally coexist with existence. Scientists on this earth and in this plane, in this reality, in this realm, limit themselves, I think, as brilliant as they are. I really respect a lot of our scientists and mathematicians. I really do. A lot of them, some of them are atheists, some of them are believers of a God or of, something else out there. But I respect them very much. It's a beautiful thing, I think, to be a scientist in this time. But they also have their own limitations. We cannot all know everything, you know. But when it comes to the nature of time and the nature, when you stop looking at things as linear, everything you can begin to look at the connections and how things repeat themselves. So to say, oh, this was me in a past life, okay, there's some truth into that, sure, but then you manifested yet again into this one. So you didn't learn something, right? Or your own, soul journey wanted to experience something, or to teach something to others. I think it's so much more than what we can ever imagine. Our future selves. I'm going to throw this out there. So those of us that believe in extraterrestrials, which I believe the government finally came out and admitted that there are extraterrestrial life among us that are on this planet, that are hovering in the skies and whatnot. I think that's a thing now. But those are our future selves. Some of us have already met our future selves. And in a previous video, I talked about angels and demons, right? And how, when you come across an angel or an angelic entity or a demonic entity, those are just you manifested in a different form. A similar experience they're having in a different form. An angel will have a different perspective. A demon will have a different perspective of life or death. A human will have a different perspective of life or death. Just like an animal will have a different perspective of life and death, or a tree will have a different perspective of life or death. And you can ask me, well, Naja, how can a tree perceive life or death at all? That's the thing. It's its own unique thing. How can we know? Trees are actually quite conscious. They're very fascinating. They're very much alive, even when they look dead. You see, they have their own interesting existence. They can actually look dead, but they're alive. Interesting. So back to the past lives, present lives, future lives. So presence is something I'm quite fascinated with it, because the present is the ultimate gift. It's the only thing that can exist, the right now. By the time you watch this video or this message, it is no longer the present for me, but it's the present for you. It is a gift I'm giving you that I made in the present moment in my life that I'm sharing with you. And when you're receiving this message, it is your present. My present has become your present now. Isn't that cool? But when it comes to having, you can ask, Rashida, how can we have present lives? And it's always simultaneously how we can connect with our beingness, which I'm going to make a video on, the state of being. Just being, not doing anything or trying anything, but just being. And presence is the ultimate state of being. When you come across an enlightened being, they don't need to say anything. They're a person, they're a being of few words, right? They are a human of very few words. You feel their presence, okay? You feel their presence because they are the present moment, the totality of the present moment. That is, I think, part of enlightenment in a way. And a lot of us can say, I'm here, I'm now, I'm, like what Ram Dass, he wrote a book called Be Here Now. Be here now. And it brings you into the moment. Or like Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. And so when you're present, you're not focused on any other life, but the one in the moment. So maybe it is just, past lives, present life, future lives. And what is most important to you. Sometimes we focus on lives that we could have had from the past. That's our focus. That's our purpose, is to outgrow that need of needing to be something that we could have been. And then other others of us will focus more on the future lives of what we could be. And that becomes our life obsession of, oh, I could be this, I could be that, I could be this, I could be that. But then you never become anything because you're so obsessed of what you could be. But then those of us want to focus on the present life that we have, the only life that we have, which is now. Now, there are lessons in the past that can help us. You can go into a deep state of meditation, state of being, and unlock certain things in your consciousness that can help you, and you meet aspects of your consciousness. You meet angelic parts of your consciousness. You meet the demonic parts of your consciousness. You meet other, presumably other life forms of yourself from other worlds and other realms and other realities. All of that is possible. And if all this is new to you, whoever's listening to this, I think the best way, because our imaginations are quite powerful as well, but the best way to understand this type of practice when you start getting into past lives and whatnot is to really stop watching a lot of TV. You can't really watch a lot of TV, or at least, you have to create a space for just quiet and silence. Because if you're watching a lot of entertainment that involves otherworldly stuff, sci-fi, mystical, magical, fantasy stuff, that's what your subconscious mind's going to regurgitate back to you, and that may not be your truth. That's why television, and these digital programming can be very dangerous to people that don't really have a spiritual life. They don't have a spiritual practice at all. So, with that, it's just food for thought. I like that term, food for thought. There's a tarot reader you guys should get into. Her channel is called Food for Thought. She's pretty good, but it can be kind of like negative. But she's very, very talented. I can tell she's about her stuff. Anyway, but this is just like, get out of that limitation of the past or future and focus on your present life. And a lot of the time when we're not happy about our present existence, we tend to want to go backwards in time, and nostalgia will call us, or the future will call us. And sometimes, here's the thing, when you begin to focus more on self-mastery and meditation, you'll open the doorway to different timelines. I'm going to save that for another discussion, because timelines are actually quite powerful, and if you begin to shift your energy and your frequency in your present life, then you can gain access to your past and your future, and you can actually change the definition of your past and your future just by your perception of it. That takes practice and repetition. For another time. See you later.